I thought I would do a little video on tomatoes that I got from the garden, just so you could see these tomatoes. I just picked them and they're not fully ripe, and the reason I picked them is because these are tomatoes I left on the vine, and it seems like they get hot spots in them that kind of like get sterilized, maybe from the UV, and those spots stay green while parts of the tomato continue to ripen, and then they get this misshapen hard spots and then soft spots, and when you go to cut them, the orange parts are edible and sometimes even are really good tasting, but the rest of the tomato is pretty much ruined. Most people would throw that away or throw it in the compost. And these are tomatoes that I picked that were even a little bit greener than these I picked today. And there's more orangey flesh. Sometimes I can cut all the way through, and there's only maybe a little tiny strip of white that I cut away because it's too hard to chew. And the rest of it is tasty. So I've been able to save these. My bigger tomatoes seem to be doing good, but none of them have turned green yet. Now here we are, another part of the garden, and we have nice big tomatoes. And there's a really big one in the back there. But they're just barely starting to lighten up a little bit. So the longer I leave them, they still seem to be getting a little bit bigger. So I'm going to leave them alone. And the same for the tomatoes back there. Now, we even have one over here. I hope you can see it. And it seems to be doing pretty good. So we have tomatoes in the garden that are supposed to be grape tomatoes, but here's another plant. The leaves are curled up on it, and the tomatoes are long like Romas, and then they're blotchy, and parts of the tomato ripen and parts stay white and never turn into anything but just hard white material. And this one, it looks a little bit better, tomato plant. This one gets a little bit nicer color. I'll take it off and ripen it in the house, like I did the other ones. But it seems strange how the tomatoes are all performing a little differently. And I put some okra over here when I thinned my okra, and it seems to be doing very well. The okra is very good in this heat. And here's another one. It's doing good. Tomato plants, they just keep getting taller and growing more tomatoes like that. And then we have a visitor. Looks like a mason bee. And my last sunflower, it just started to die off, so the one I harvested the seeds from yesterday. The squash, which I usually don't have much trouble with, is all chewed up and not faring very well. The squash that's coming on it now are very small, so they don't get very big, so I probably will just pull these and throw my compost in the garden and the leaves and redo the bed. There's a couple pumpkin plants left in the garden. I'll try to save those and see if they appreciate the space, and get rid of the squash, which is pretty much done. So Hope if you enjoy the update, please leave a comment. Thank you.